Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the first episode of Travel Talks, and today we have Ellen with us. Ellen is from Kerala and he's a mechanical engineer and a hardcore traveler. So he likes to trek as well. And we have met in a trek only this year, and I'm very glad that Ellen agreed to this. So, Ellen, tell us something more about you and why do you like to travel?
Okay. So thank you, Nainika, for inviting me for your show. It's a pleasure and honor to be with you and to have this talk. So as you said, like I work as a mechanical engineer and so I work in Pune. So that's something that has inspired me to travel a lot because the location here is very good. It has a vicinity to many of the forts and for short treks that's nearby. So I never used to travel this much until I bought my bike. So later on, because the major problem here is like you don't have much access to the places. Public transport is very limited, so you need to own your own vehicle or like you have to take some cab or something. So since I'm more of a budget-oriented person, so I had to buy my own bike for me to start traveling. So what I do normally is like I have two weekly off, so I normally travel on those days and so probably it will be Thursday or Sunday. If it's more crowded, I'll prefer Thursdays because Thursdays there will be less crowd and
Yeah.
Sundays will be more crowded. Regarding my inspiration to travel, I would say I was really inspired to travel from one of a Kerala. His name is Sandosh George Kulangara. He is an very avid traveler. So back in when I was kid, there used to be a travel show in TV that used to come up, which named Sanjaram. So Sanjaram is travel in Malayalam.
Okay.
So what this guy used to do is like he used to travel around to different countries and record regarding the culture, the places to travel, and just like a documentary he used to make up the videos, and then those were telecast on TV. So I saw them, and I thought like, okay, this is something good, and I got inspired. So this person is very interesting person. Like the way he describes regarding travel, one thing that has hit me all the time is he used to say like you don't have to travel the whole world. You just have to travel India. So India makes up almost gives you the exposure of different countries. Say for the climate, you go north, you have the snow and everything, and you come south, it's all hot and humid, and like you have good beaches around the south. Or if you want mountains, there are good mountains in the north, and if you like a mix of both, you have Sahyadris in the south. So it's like it's very good to travel around in India. So right now, considering my budget, I'm planning to complete India or travel around India and then look out for destinations outside India.
So, what's your
Yeah.
favorite place like till now you have visited?
I think I have like I like Sikkim. So during my first trek, it was in Goichila Pass. So that's the first time I went to Sikkim. So I could not roam around much, but I checked about other places in Sikkim. So I have something planned for Sikkim coming up. Uh, so Sikkim is one of the destinations that I wish to explore more, and I like for the mountains and it's actually some untouched beauty you can say. Like not much explored. Maybe people have started to explore it now because I saw a couple of people like I met a couple of people during my return journey in the train who were like roaming around in Sikkim and coming back. They were gave me a lot of information regarding Sikkim.
Okay.
So Sikkim is something I like to explore more and something I like.
And like normally, not many people like to trek. So, but why do you like to trek? And how are you so motivated to trek? Like you go for the weekend treks,
Okay.
hikes, and like that.
Treks, I think going for a trek, you need to stay fit. So that's part of my fitness goal also to stay fit and go for treks. So that goes hand in hand. So it's like okay, if you have to go for a hike, obviously you will have to stay fit, else you will be returning back from the halfway. You won't
Yeah.
be completing any of the treks. So I do like my daily workouts. So
Mm.
that's part of the routine, and then that keeps me motivated to go for treks. And always I think treks give you some of the peaceful environment and also the best views.
Yeah, that's true.
And also along with that you will meet like interesting people, say like we met each other, so that's something great. And there are always like interesting people you meet and like interesting experience you get while you're trekking, be it
Yeah,
solo or like going with a group.
yeah. This trekking community, like they're like very nice people. Like,
Yeah, because like
for a
people
trek.
have like
Uh,
similar kind of what you say, they have similar interests, so like we get along each other, get along very pretty quick.
Pretty quick. Yeah, yeah. And then which is your like favorite like best trek till now? Like you enjoyed the best views you have got in which trek?
So the best views I got is in our Sandak for, because the other treks I did, we never got the summit view. So Sandak is the best trek I had. And if you talk about the treks I did in South India, like I have got good views most of the cases. And even if I don't get a good view, I can go it for it the next weekend. So that's fine. But the other two treks I did, Goichala and also Pangarchula, I didn't get a good summit view. But as they say during the like trek, most of the trekking community, what they say is the mountains should feel like it should reveal to us. So at
Yeah.
times they won't reveal it to us, the views and all, but it's always fun to meet good people and like have some fun. We'll be having good conversations. Like every time during the camp, in the camp when you're having dinner, somebody will come up with some kind of stories. Maybe some people will be interested in ghost stories or like horror stories. So that's always fun.
Yeah.
You get to spend some time with your friends. So if you're always trekking with some kind of like some of your close friends, it's always fun. So for instance, I travel with my friend Prasoon. We know each other for around like from 2011.
Yeah.
So it's a like 13 years long friendship. So when life gets busy, this is the only time you get to spend time. Else you will be like meeting them, saying hi, having a tea, and get back. So if you're going for a trek with them, you're obviously spending say like 5 or 6 days with them.
Together.
That's pretty fun.
And there is no phone, so like you don't have any option. You just have
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
So
Yeah, you will have to go old school. You'll have to speak and like you cannot stay like hooked onto your phone.
yeah.
So
they,
that's something I like about treks.
and what's your next plan? Like next travel plan?
So next trek I'm planning is Kedartal. So what I used to do is I used to go for one trek during an year, one
Uh,
Himalayan trek.
uh,
So this year I'm planning to like increase the number to two at least, because see, where I work I cannot avail the facility of work from home. So
uh,
only option I have is like I have to take the leaves and then go for the trek. So obviously I have to plan it wisely. So
uh.
this year I'm planning for Kedartal in next October. Let's see how it turns out.
With work, how do you manage to? How do you plan your leaves? So you stay in Pune. You're from Kerala. You have to go home also. You have to spare leave for that also. And no, that is like very, you know, difficult to manage. How do you?
That's a challenge. I agree to you. That's a big challenge. So only option I have is like I have to like plan my holidays wisely, so that like I can include more of the public holidays in the trek, so that like I'm not losing my end or privilege leaves. But still, I find it difficult to travel. So that's the reason I hike around in Pune often when I have holidays, so that like I'm not missing out the fun.
Uh,
So I'll keep the big things limited to one or two in a year, big
uh,
vacations, and
uh.
the small things like occasional hikes I can do every weekend.
Every Sunday there is story of Alan going to some trek and the place is so beautiful and it's all rainy monsoon. I'm like, why I'm not in Pune? I'm like seeing your stories now. I'm like, I want to live in Pune or near there somewhere.
Yeah, let me tell you, like if I have an option to stay in Pune or Bangalore, I'll choose Pune just because the
Yeah.
best monsoon tracks we have around. But the problem with Pune is Pune or like Maharashtra, I would say it stays green only during this season. So this is the best time. That's the reason I'm not wasting any of my Sunday or Thursday. I will be traveling around like whenever I get time.
Yeah.
So that's for this short duration of like say 3 or 4 months when it gets rain and then it stays green.
Okay, so for trekking, any extra trip tip you have or advice you have for the audience?
Let me tell you, like if you're trekking around in Maharashtra, for instance,
Mm.
I would say if you're going around some waterfall, like going to some waterfall or something, it's always better to travel on a Sunday or Saturday when there are more crowd.
Okay.
Because what happens is like during monsoons, the water bodies can change its nature pretty soon. You will
Yeah.
have some rain and the water flow increase very high, like to a very high magnitude when it's raining. So you
Mm.
cannot like expect the water body to stay the same when you come back. So it might be like the water level will increase and you will not be able to come back. So it's always better you prefer the hike around some waterfall in the weekend, so that there will be people and there will be guides around. If you do it on a weekday, so suppose you are coming to Pune for some couple of treks and you plan some waterfall on a weekday, you will run into
Mm.
trouble because obviously you cannot predict how the water body will be like when it starts raining. So
Mm.
like in case of any help, you will find it very difficult to find anyone to help you. So always you like plan it on Sundays or Saturdays so that there is crowd. And regarding some fort treks, like if you're going to any fort and all, you can do it on weekdays also because that's pretty easy. Obviously, if you're not going for some difficult ones like this Harishchandragad or what is that name? I forgot. Harrier Fort or something. So that is bit difficult. So like keep it for the weekend. So even though there's crowd, you'll be safe.
Mm.
Safety is also a prime concern when you're traveling.
Yeah, and with this monsoon, I think it will be so slippery and muddy, sort of like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally agree. I felt like the mud it turns very bad in Maharashtra compared to our Himalayas.
Okay.
Himalayas, it's the good shoes that you get from Decathlon. They are good and sufficient in Himalayas, but not for Maharashtra. I think Maharashtra it gets very slippery, and you have like always some incidents that happen in monsoons.
So,
Somebody will be traveling and there will be some like unexpected accidents that happen, so we don't want that to happen, so always stay safe in your travel.
like there, you do it in trekking shoes or like some what kind of shoe do you?
uh, I use normal shoes because like trekking shoes also won't help much, so there's no point in getting your trekking shoes so
Fine.
dirty.
Yeah, it should be saved for
Yeah.
the Himalayan trek.
Yeah, save it for the Himalayan treks.
So, and any budget traveling tip do you have? So, how to like budget travel?
One thing that everyone recommend, that only I can recommend. So that will be like you can prefer off seasons. Off seasons things will be pretty cheap. So say for instance, if you're going for some sightseeing, obviously uh, that place will be the same during the season. Only it will look more better during that specific season.
Yeah,
So you can do it even in the off season if you want to save some money. Say
yeah.
for instance, if you are going to
Hmm.
Goa, everyone knows that the season is during the December New Year time.
Yeah,
So if you go at that time, you will definitely have to shell out a lot of money for your food and accommodation.
yeah,
But you do it in the off season, you can save a lot of money.
yeah.
And also, like people do say, like Goa is not good in monsoons, but you have pretty good number of treks and things that you can do in Goa during this monsoon time.
Huh. True. I have also seen some videos, about this Goa monsoon thing. Like that's on my list someday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to do all those. Like, I think this Sahyadris or like Western Ghats are very good during monsoon. Only thing is that you will have to take an extra care so that like you don't land into some trouble. Around like so the last trek I took was Adrai trek.
Hmm.
So that's a jungle trail.
Hmm.
It's pretty easy one. You can do it either alone or maybe in a group. So if you obviously if you're going with a group, they will charge you some extra premium, but you will be offered a breakfast and pick up and drop. But if you have own vehicle, it's always better to go on your own.
Okay, nice.
Only thing is like you will find it hard to find the start of the trail, but you will find somebody like searching for the trail and you can just join them. Even though if you get lost for some time, you will eventually find the way. That's what I've seen.
Nice. So share some your best travel story now.
I don't know if it's the best one, but I have something like that I always share when people ask me. So back in 2018,
Mhm.
with my friend Prasoon, all the way up to like Mumbai.
Hmm.
So everywhere where we could stay with our friends, we were staying with them so that we can save some money, because obviously both of us were unemployed back then. So we had to stay with our friends whenever it was possible. So we took a halt in Gokarna. So Gokarna, I liked what I liked version of Goa. Maybe a Goa in 60s, I would say, or Goa in 70s.
Hmm.
So it's not much of a rush there, and you will see some peaceful beaches. They have something called beach trek in Gokarna. So you can start walking from the Gokarna main beach, and you can keep on trekking till you reach the Half Moon, or like even
Hmm.
ahead you have some Paradise Beach or something.
Hmm.
So like we started our trek in the evening.
Hmm.
Actually, it's supposed to be done in the morning,
Okay.
but we could not do start in the morning. So obviously we had our food and stuff, and we started in the evening around like the last beach, I think Half Moon Beach or something. So on our way back, we saw a diversion where it was written like there's a local fisherman way and also the normal way that we came. So
Okay.
my friend, he was suggesting, okay, we'll take the fisherman's route so that like it will be a bit fun. So obviously we took that,
Hmm.
and we started moving, and somewhere we lost the track of the
Hmm.
trail.
Hmm.
And to our left there is the sea,
Hmm.
and to our right is a steep like mountain, and we are jumping on the rocks so that like we can move ahead. And
Hmm.
finally we cannot find the way, so I started like scolding Prasoon for taking this road. So he is telling me like, please don't scold me now, I need to keep my brain calm so that I can think. So then we started like, then he is telling like, okay, we will start climbing towards our right on the mountain. So we
Hmm.
started climbing. There is lot of bush,
Hmm.
and we are on our, we are using both our legs and hands to climb, just like some goat, mountain goat. And I told Prasoon, okay, Prasoon, we'll get back now. I don't want to die here. I got super scared. And then we just took the whole way back, and then we came like we took the normal trail to go back to our stay. But after this we went to I went to Gokarna in 2023.
Okay. Hmm.
So this time they have marked on that, they have kept a board there. So I saw
Okay.
that they have some people also got lost like just like us, and they put a board saying like, this road goes nowhere, this is a dead end.
Oh my God.
I just took a picture of that and sent to Prasad, saying like, okay, see, at least now they have realized some people are getting lost here. So if you ask me, was it fun? I will say I got shit scared, but it was fun taking this off path and all. But I always try to travel safe. I'm more like a risk aversive person compared to some other people who are always ready to take that risk.
Nice that you guys came back somehow.
Yeah, alive.
Like, okay, this is the end. We are going back and going by the normal route.
Yeah.
Nice. And any worst experience you had during any of your
Yeah.
trek?
No, not much. Only one thing, like I've seen couple of times we get bullied by the people. So I should not be saying this in a public platform, but I always felt like when you are as a South Indian who is staying in Maharashtra, so I
Mm.
felt like the native people always have that discrimination towards people. So once we went to this place called Mulchi Dam. Mulchi Dam is
Okay.
like just in outskirts of Pune,
Mm.
uh, ahead of Hinjewadi, which is the IT place in Pune. So we
Okay.
went there with a couple of my friends who go for rides.
Mm.
So in order to get a better view, we just took an offbeat path, and there were a couple of people there who were drunk, and they obviously like bullied us, saying
Mm.
like you are not supposed to go here. Like that's a public place, like, and these people were like they took off the key, and they were sort of like bullying us. So we told like we don't want any kind of trouble, just give the key back, we'll be going back. And then we just got back without any problem. So like we always get these kind of experiences where look, there are cases where tourists became do some kind of unwanted things to the local people, but we never did something of that sort. But
Huh.
obviously like the locals were not that supportive or like not cooperative. So there are some kind of experience that happen, but still it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Like after every, this is not nice experience, but yeah, after every such adventurous experience, that then you are sit scared, like the story you said when you went to that dead end. But after a point of time, you're like, it becomes story to tell, actually. That's what I like about travel. At that point of
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's the best thing of travel.
uh,
Tell me.
Sandakpur trek, in the like after a point of time, we didn't had any view, right, till the end. Like we got the view at the end. In the before the view, I was like, up, I
Yeah.
want to go home. This is done for me. This is enough of wind and everything. And then I was like, but somehow went for the view, and
Yeah.
then, but after na, so I sort of gave a presentation to my friends in office. Like my senior asked me, "Ki, how was your trek?" Give
Oh,
a
really?
kind of
Even my senior also asked me to do this, but I didn't do that. That's good
ah,
that you did that.
I did that actually once before also. I went for a trek, and then he asked me before also. Then I was like,
Yeah.
ठीक है, I'll do it. But I kind of escaped it. And then he forgot it.
Mm-hmm.
But then this time also he asked. And I was like, okay, now I'll have to give.
Yeah.
I have to take more leaves now. So I'll have to say. Then I was like, showing off, see. I saw the video, see how much wind was there, and it was so like that. And they're like, nice to.
Yeah. Yeah, and this sleeping Buddha view at the end.
Ah,
Okay. That's something worth.
worth. Yeah, that the view was like awesome
Yeah,
there.
at least you remember what Prasoon told at the end of the trek. So like fast through two treks we never got any kind of good view. So he was also very much skeptical like whether we will get any kind of view. We were blaming each other. So you are the mandrake. Mandrake in the sense you are the bad luck.
Yeah.
So I was telling Suraj is the bad luck. Suraj was telling Prasoon is the bad luck, and Prasoon was blaming me for like you are the bad luck. But still
But
anyway.
we got the view. So that,
Last day like we were fine, we were lucky to get the view
yeah,
anyway. So mountains revealed. So
mount,
like maybe I'm hoping like next records we will get some kind of view. Like if not, then it's just an experience. You meet people, new people. Obviously, like we will get to know some good kind of people. And like so what I always remember is my first trek. I'm still in touch with most of them.
yeah,
Most of them, almost like 90% of them, I'm still in touch with them. So I meet up occasionally when I go to Bangalore. There are like 4 or 5 people there. So I just meet up and then have
yeah.
a word with them, check on what the next track plans they're having and all those things. So that's something I like about like going for treks.
Ah, that's true. And so any trek you will suggest a beginner key to begin with? Like if there is a beginner, he wants to do his first trek, and which trek you would suggest him to go for?
Okay. So, like, why I told you for go with the Buran Ghat is because, like, my first trek was Goichala.
Hmm.
So Goichala, those people say like it's bit of a difficult one.
Hmm.
It is actually a difficult trek or like moderate difficult trek, but the advantages here is if you are a fit person, you can even begin with a moderate difficult trek. You don't
Okay.
have to do the basic ones because
Hmm.
what happens is like normally a person will be doing like who is working and also who would like to travel, he will be doing 1 or 2 treks maximum in a year. So
Hmm.
if you start doing going for the basic ones and then you want to upgrade every time, then it will take a lot of time for you to get
Hmm.
into some good kind of tracks. So
Uh-huh.
it's always better you start with a moderate difficult one so that you can proceed further to the higher grade ones. So
Yeah.
that's my take on this. So that's the reason I suggested you Burangati. So everywhere, like if the person is a fit person, it's always better to go for a moderate difficult track.
Okay. So one thing I'll ask you, since you are from Kerala, so
Yeah,
this like have lot of beaches, good beaches, and
yeah,
for treks in the mountains. So
yeah.
is what do you prefer, beaches or mountains?
I would say I would prefer mountains because mountains are more peaceful.
Mm.
Beaches are good. I'd like to stay in beaches also, but the problem with beaches is beaches will always be crowded,
Uh,
except in the rainy season.
uh,
So whenever you go to a beach, it will be super crowded also. If you want some peace environment, it's always better to go to the mountains. Mountains, there will be less people around, less crowd around. Like you can stay, like meditate or like do whatever you want. Like you can be out of that noise, what you say, in the
Uh,
crowd. You can be peaceful.
yeah.
So I would prefer mountains any day over beaches.
Beaches is more accessible.
Yeah,
Uh,
beaches are more accessible. Like people do go for there for to stay relaxed, but the thing is like beaches always are crowded. So
hmm,
if you're more like if you prefer a peaceful environment, I would prefer like I would suggest you go to mountains. So
okay,
I on that context I prefer mountains.
it's nice. And so, what is the so you are kind of foodie also, because when we went last time, now you were like, okay, we'll go to this place, eat this. This is nice. So, what is the
Yeah.
best food or some food you had which was like awesome? Gave an awesome experience to you. It was like you found
Okay. If you ask me something like this, I cannot pinpoint a specific food like that. What I always do is wherever I go, I try to eat the local food
Hmm.
so that like, you have an exposure to the food culture the place has to offer. So that's something I always do. So I have seen people who always prefer like from people from South India, they look around for some dosha or idli when they go in the North India. So
Yeah,
that's something you are not supposed to do because you won't get good doshas
huh,
maybe in North India. So always like eat the local food so that you get the best of the place.
yeah.
So, and if you ask me like something that stayed with me,
Huh.
um, I would say I like aloo paratha a lot. So North India, aloo paratha is the best thing you can eat.
I mean, like very rare to hear from a South Indian, that too Malu. So
Oh, really?
yeah, no, so every South Indian is like, oh, there's so much aloo here in North India. How much aloo do you eat? And you like aloo
Yeah,
paratha?
yeah. Even I don't like to eat much of aloo, but this thing like some a bowl of curd and like aloo paratha is like bliss. You can have the breakfast and it will keep you energetic till maybe around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock.
Yeah, true. So
And like that also aligns with the budget.
that's true. That's also nice. And you will get it
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah,
And
everywhere you will get like, and in 90% of the places it will be like freshly made, so you don't have to worry about like if it's an old one or like, so you
mm,
won't get much of food infection or something like if you are eating something local or like aloo paratha. Guarantee item.
guaranteed item. So
Yeah.
next time I'll also prefer aloo paratha, no?
Like don't tell it to Suraj, he will get very much annoyed. He
Yeah.
was really annoyed, like this guy is not letting me eat anything else. He want aloo paratha and he won't let anybody eat aloo paratha like other than aloo paratha.
So any like have you traveled solo before?
Uh,
So
Not much. Solo in the sense like the most of the solo trips I've been are all those single day rides.
mm-hmm.
If as I said, if any of my friends are not turning up, I will go solo. But I've not actually went for a solo backpacking trip that
Okay.
I have to do. I will do it someday. Like I'm thinking of going for something similar in Rajasthan or maybe somewhere in the north. I have some plans, but nothing is going to get materialized anytime soon. But I have some plans. But most of the solos I've done are like single day trips.
Single day. Like
Yeah.
how you enjoy it? Like how do you find the experience of solo traveling?
Uh, I enjoy both because if you're with a group, you have like you go with that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm such a person. I will go to the same place even 2 or 3 times if the group is different because with the group the experience changes.
Yeah.
So it's okay for me like to go to a place where I've been before because the group of friends who am I going with are different. So it's okay for me. So
Okay.
I've seen some people who are hesitant to do that, but it's okay for me in that sense. And solo is also a good experience in the sense like you don't have to wait for any person. You are on your own. You can make the plans. You can like set the boundaries. Even if it's like you want to push yourself, you can do that. You don't have to wait for another person to or like catch up or you make the rules and then you go. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's something I like.
Okay. Nice. And what is the most or like any lesson what traveling has taught you? You like to share something you have done?
Yeah, I would like to say that when you're traveling, anyone whom you meet,
Mm.
if you're if you ask a help, 90% of the people will give you that.
Yeah.
So from my experience, as I told, like we went for that bike ride,
Mm.
most of the cases we were staying with our friends,
Yeah.
and there are instances where I asked for help to my friend,
Mm.
and he asked his friend to host me,
Okay.
and they were readily doing that, and they treated us very well. So that's something like you receive some help from a person,
Mm.
so that stays with you forever. So
Mm.
if I get a chance to host somebody, I will definitely do that because I have taken that hospitality for me from someone else. If not, I am not able to return it to him. I
Huh.
will return to somebody who is asking me that help.
Huh.
So that's something very unique that traveling had taught me. And everywhere you meet some people who are always ready to help you, or say for instance, if you ask guidance to some people, 90% of the case people will be able to guide you, like say you can go this way or that, like. So that's something I like about traveling, and like something that traveling has taught me, in the sense like you will get help whenever it's required.
Okay. So I like to add on actually for
Yeah, please.
audience. So so Alan and Suraj and Prasun came for the trek, and I met them there, and we did it in Feb. So and in June I went to Kerala, and Suraj was there in Kerala, and he hosted me like, I have never experienced that kind of hospitality. He came to receive me at the station, and then like dropped me in the bus till there, and then like showed me around. So like the same which which I have received from you, I hope I'll
Yeah.
be able to transfer it to others also.
Yeah, yeah. As I said, you remember Swati. So Swati had asked me to host a friend. He came to Pune 2 weeks before, 2 or 1 week before. So I hosted him. I took him around.
Mm.
So that's something I can give it to him so that he will someday return to somebody else.
Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah, actually, and I think that you have also taught me. You guys have taught me.
Really?
Yes, to
Okay, okay.
like nowadays people are more like getting small. I mean like how our generation are getting so much not I'll not say
Self-centered.
self-centered. Yeah, so they interact less and sort of thing. We don't actually, we are kind of averse to hosting our friends also. Some people are
Yeah,
like they don't
yeah,
want anyone there in their space to come, and but this is very nice experience to host others and
yeah.
being hosted by others, to meet them, and then so this
Yeah,
is,
so that's something you are you will get during your travels.
yeah,
So you
like,
will meet some good people, and like people who are ready to host you.
uh,
So similarly, I went to one of my treks. See, the first trek I went Goichila.
hmm,
So this friend in Bangalore,
hmm,
he always hosts me whenever I go to Bangalore.
okay,
So I don't have to. He has a own flat there,
uh,
so I don't have to look around for a place to stay or like crash to when I go. So I just call him to see, bro, I'm coming this time. Are you available? He will say, yeah, I'm available. Come around. So we just go there, stay there. He hosts me. Like we go around some places. Only thing is like you don't have a bike or something to take me around. So we go around in the cab or something.
mhm,
But that's something. And this came. Okay. So I have this friend in Bangalore. His name is Satya. So we met him during our Gochila trek.
hmm,
So he's very helpful person. He always hosts me whenever I am around Bangalore.
hmm,
So whenever I go to Bangalore, I go for this double circuit.
hmm,
So I don't feel it's like a something big thing to do. Double circuit is just an obstacle run.
okay,
So we do it because like we can do something together, some
okay,
activity together.
uh,
So I go for it every year. This time also around December that's happening, and I have registered for that. Obviously, he will be hosting me, my friend.
hmm.
So let's see how things will end, and hopefully, I'm not expecting any kind of injuries during this double circuit.
Okay,
So
okay. Thank you, Alan. It was really nice having you here, and I'm really grateful you agreed for this first episode and you signed up for this. Thank you so much. And I
Yeah,
hope
you're
that
welcome. You're welcome. And this is also a first experience for me. I'm also looking forward to similar type of what do you say experiences,
uh,
sort of like a podcast or interview that we can do together. Maybe around in the next track that we do,
yeah,
we
next time
can
maybe we can
something
not in Zoom,
some video done with Prazoon and Suraj
but
also. They
also
can also join.
join, and we'll not have it in Zoom, but yeah, together.
Yeah, like face to face, real face to face
Yes.
one.
It would be really fun.
Yeah, okay,
Also
okay.
fun. I think that would be like super great. So
Yeah. So good. Fingers crossed.